Welcome to Community Church, and you're tuning in to this week's online service. Missed it. Thanks for joining us for this week's online service. If we haven't met before, my name is Lou, and I'm one of the pastors here at Community Church. So this week, you've probably connected the dots already. Things are a little bit different. And here's why. If you were to show up to Community Church in person on a Thursday night or on a Sunday morning, you'd probably pull into the parking lot and you meet one of our parking team members. You would meet a host on our guest services team. You would bring one of your kids to our kids check-in area, or maybe you'll just walk right into the cafe and grab yourself a bagel from one of our hospitality team members. And then you'll listen to the band kick off some music. From the time you pull onto our property, all the way until you leave our property, you're going to be interacting with team members who have been trained, team members who sacrifice their time, team members who are part of something that they believe is bigger than themselves. And so every year at this time of the year, which is almost exactly halfway through the calendar year, we take a break and focus on celebration, rejuvenation, and appreciation of those team members, the people that make all of this possible. That said, this year, instead of not having services altogether, we've switched to online only. So you'll still have a way to feel connected to the church, and we've decided to do things a little differently. Our hope is that you'll get to hear some voices within our community, you'll learn or be reminded of some values within the community, and celebrate with us some of the amazing things that God has been doing right here in this community. So thanks for joining us this week. Here we go.
Happy 4th of July weekend. My name is Tom. This is Allie.
Everything that Tom and I mentioned today, you can find on our Connect page by going to communitychurch.net/connect or by scanning the QR code on the bottom of your screen.
If you're joining us for the first time this weekend, we're glad you've tuned in. We have a form on our Connect page we'd love you to fill out, and if you do that, we'll send you a gift in the mail.
Everything that Community Church is able to do is made possible by people who give to the church financially. If you're interested in supporting the church in that way or finding out more information, you can find that on our Connect page.
There's an event coming up that we're really excited about. It's our beach baptisms happening July 13th at Venetian Shores, 6 p.m. If you have any questions about that or you want to sign up to be baptized, head over to our Connect page.
We are so excited to be back together in person next week, July 10th and 13th.
So tell us your names, your hometown, and the perfect summer day on Long Island. A day on the boat, a day at the beach, or a day in the backyard barbecue.
I'll go first.
You go first.
Okay. My name is Reanna. If you guys didn't know, I'm from Massapequa. Grew up there, still live there. And a perfect day in the summer would probably be maybe a little combination of beach, boat, if we can do that. And then also after barbecue for dinner.
All right.
That is great.
Start on the boat in the morning, kind of. Then maybe go to the beach.
Pull up at
the beach. And then come back for dinner time.
That's cool.
And particularly corn on the cob.
Corn.
That's the only thing you're eating?
No.
It needs to be there.
It needs to be there for it to be like a perfect.
Understood.
Yeah,
That's cool.
very specific, but
Sounds like a good day.
yeah.
My name is Matt. I'm from Miller Place. I currently live in Massapequa. A perfect summer day for me would be drive on to Smiths Point Beach, bring food, drinks, get there ideally at 6 a.m. and stay till 3, and then head home. Maybe a backyard barbecue.
I'd love to hear your story a little bit. Did you guys grow up attending church? And how'd you hear about Community Church?
So no, did not grow up attending church at all. It was never really a thought. No one in my immediate family ever went, and it just was never. It was never a thing. But we heard of Community Church. I think you drove past it, and we looked it up on social media, and we were like, wow, this might be something interesting to go do. We were gonna go to another church, and then really it was a couple days before, but we were like, all right, maybe let's pivot and go here. And yeah, once we came, we enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
What was the reason for wanting to go to any church? Like, what was the...
We were just trying to change the way that we were really living our life. We were trying to find a purpose for like what our life wanted to be like. We've had discussions of marriage and having kids, and we just wanted to have more of a foundation within our relationship and in our life.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's the same answer because we had the same experience, obviously. I think for me, I was thinking about getting back into faith for like a year, I would say, and kind of just like sticking my toes in. I think like the previous year we went to mass on like Easter or something like that, which is something we never did and something we never really did. I did it growing up, but then as an adult, it never really happened anymore. So it was definitely out of the normal for us to go. So it was like, you know, in our thoughts for, I would say, like a year or so. And then we decided to go that Sunday, and then we pivoted and went to community. And yeah, we've been going ever since. I think that the first impression is always, for me, that like coming here, the first impression was very positive. Like, you know, people are meeting you in the parking lot and like just noticing you and just being like, hey, welcome, looking you in the eye. And like, that was definitely just a new experience in general, not even associating that with just like a church, but just anywhere you go. So I think right off the bat, us parking and like getting out of the car, we were like, what's going on? Like, everyone's so nice. So that really stuck out to me. And then coming in for the first time, being part of our first service, it was the first time I felt like I understood faith, understood God in a different way. And I was able to like walk out of my first time coming with something to go home with, and like, you know, something, when I mean something to go home with, I mean like something tangible to leave with that felt like changed me and changed like my thought process about something. So
Wow.
I felt like I was able to get something from it, even from the first time, which is cool.
That's cool.
So were there people throughout your time like getting adjusted here? Were there people that played a significant role in the process of you guys getting more involved?
Yeah, so we joined a group a couple months after being part of the church, and I mean, Tom and his wife are one of them, Steve and Dana, Carol and Frank. So we felt like, I mean, everyone in the group is a little bit older than us, and everybody has kids and is married, so it was like a really good example. Like, we felt like this is a really like good situation to learn from people that are further along on this journey that we are. So that definitely played a part in us like wanting to like submerge ourselves a little bit more. Yeah.
That's cool. And that's a Zoom group?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Curious, what made you guys even sign up for a group?
Yeah. And the basketball group, we met.
Yeah.
Not their best.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't remember, groups is like a new thing for me. And you too. We didn't really know that was a part of like being part of a church. I think that I had the app and I got like one of the push notifications or something. And so I just started looking about what that is. Maybe it was also during the announcements that you were talking about it. So I was just looking up what groups is. I had no idea what that meant. And then I saw basketball actually first, and I was like, because you always go and play basketball, you're always looking for people to play with. So I didn't want to play with me. He's out there by himself. So I think I told you about that, and you were like, that's really cool. Yeah. I want to join. He wasn't around to do it, so I did it for him. And then I started looking at other groups and saw like some of the women's groups, men's groups, whatever, and I saw the couples group. And I think at that point too, like both of our schedules were really busy in our personal lives that we didn't really have a lot of time to like spend with each other. Honestly, like the last few years have been very busy. So it was kind of like something that I felt like would be cool to do together. It was like an allotted time every week, and also just like a place to grow more in this community. So I asked if you wanted to do it, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. It's on Zoom.
So how has your view of God or church or faith as a whole, like how's that changed since you guys started coming in October?
Oh, first.
Go ahead.
I think for me, it was one of those things where I felt like you could really only like access God at church or feel close to him at church. I definitely always prayed, like growing up as a kid. That definitely didn't stick as I became an adult. But I think one of the biggest things now is that I feel like I can access him always. And that relationship is like being fostered consistently instead of just at church praying and then going home and going about your day. So I think for me, that has been the biggest growth part because I feel just so much closer to him and supported. Yeah.
That's cool.
I feel like I always looked at it like my family doesn't go to church, like it's too late for me to like get involved in something like that. Like I'm 30 years old. Like if I was gonna do this, then like I should have done it when I was much younger, or I would have had to like start my life like that. But what I've realized is that it's never like too late to make a choice to change your life and the way you look at things. So I've just like, I don't know, there's always been like a guilt that I've had that like I'm not like, there is nothing that I am like religious about. I don't know if that's maybe the right term to use. But yeah, like I said, like just like understanding and realizing that it's okay, and the time that I chose to do it and learn about it and like try to build like a new foundation in my life and our life, like it's okay. It's okay that I'm 30 years old, that I didn't do it when I was
31 now, just so you don't.
I didn't need to get too specific. But yes, I am 31, I guess.
I just don't want you to lie to the camera.
I'm not trying to. He's older now. He's forgetting.
Yeah, that's becoming. This is forgetting things.
Yeah.
If you were giving advice to yourself before you got into any of all this, or if there's someone who's in that position right now, who's like kind of thinking about maybe getting into church, or I just started, or I did it once a year ago, and maybe I'll start doing it again. What advice would you give to those people?
Kind of along the lines of what you just said before that like the only way you're going to grow is like put yourself in situations that make you feel uncomfortable or just uncomfortable and different. I think that's the best way in every situation to grow. And that is especially true with church. Like if you feel nervous about joining a group, like that's good. Like it's normal. It makes complete sense, but try to do it anyway. Like it might feel weird to show up here and think like everyone's looking at me. I'm new. Yeah, maybe no one's gonna think that, but like those feelings are normal and I get it, but try it anyway. You know, like I think that pushing past the discomfort is what I would say to myself a year ago, because those are the times when you're gonna grow the most and you don't know what's on the other side of that. And if you don't know, like that's cool. You know, that's cool that you have no idea what's going to come from it. And I mean, we didn't know that we would be doing this. We were saying last night, we were laughing. We were like, who would have thought, like when we sat in the auditorium, whatever, that we were going to be a part of an interview a year later. 8 months.
Yeah.
8 months exactly. But it's just cool. Like you just don't know what's going to come. And I think that's the coolest part. So try it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, going right off that, I would say chase the resistance for sure, because that's where like it might not feel comfortable, you might be fearful, like, but when you feel like that, like you said, amazing things can come from it, and like you can really like make breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Especially like for me, 10 months ago, I would say like for social aspects of life, it's hard for me to like say like, okay, like I feel resistance here, like I'm going to do it. But you know, I'm glad that I did. We've met like really great people that we wouldn't have otherwise if we didn't decide to just like do it.
Jump in.
Yeah.
It's not easy. You know, it's like, especially I think in our culture, we really value comfort. You know, comfort, value it. So I think that's really cool. Well, thanks for doing this. Yeah, it was, a little risky and uncomfortable. Appreciate you guys being open. I'm not sure people watching or listening feel the same way. And I guess we'll see you around.
Hey Steve, making church a scene with a gleam. Happy Father's Day. Do you have a dad joke? Do you have a dad joke?
I'll get one for you.
I mean, because it's Father's Day. I need one today. Good morning. I know you guys walked in late because you were working on the Father's Day gift. It's going to be big. I can only imagine what you have. All about serving. Yeah, all about serving. Are you ready? Don't we have a special handshake?
I thought you were gonna grapple. I didn't understand you.
You thought I was going to dribble. What, did they take your socks on Father's Day? Come to the car. I have another pair. What are you guys doing for Dad today? Make a song for him or something like that? No? Dance routine? Double fisted today. You're expecting big things from this service, aren't you? And your dad and I like the same size biceps. Well, good morning. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Is that today? I had no idea. I mean, it is like that at home. Dad, you're so cool. Dad, you're so great. What size is that jacket, brother? No, I think I look good in that. Do you think I look good in that jacket? Yeah, I think. If it's a medium, it's mine. Next week. You have an unbelievable day.
And you have an even more unbelievable
No,
day.
it can't get any better.
Oh, yes, it can.
No.
Stick around.
What time do you guys close up? We'll be back.
Oh, no. Yeah, if you don't show up, we just auction off the kids. Yeah, it's lowest qualified bidder. Good morning. How you doing? You meet the quotient, by the way. The quotient. I do. Yeah, the biceps are big enough. We only let people in with a certain size. A little bit more though. We're gonna have to stop you at the door. I'm all about serving my family today. I think I might do the dishes. I mean, because that's what Father's Day is in my house. Good morning. How are you? Ah, you knew the flower. And those are my favorites too. Do you want to wait till after the service to give them to me? Every Father's Day, my gift from Dana, she comes in, she gives me a shave, and then a manicure, and a foot massage. So Father's Day special, you actually get an extra kid today. We're doing, it's part of Community Church's outreach program. Your hand's looking a little blue today. I mean, do you think you need ice? You want to put in like an ice bath or something like that? All right, you can have a kid. Nice, you got the stripes matching the shirt. Yeah, it's coordinated. Yeah. I noticed these things, by the way. All right, you can have a kid. Yeah, have a great day. Hey, remember, AI creates great Father's Day cards. If you haven't already, just type in a few words. Happy Father. It's empty. All right. Have a great Father's Day. Remember, bigger the better for Dad.
Go enjoy your day.
I'm enjoying it right here. This is where it is. And when I get to see you, it's like magic.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves? Tell us what your name is, where you're from, and the perfect summer day on Long Island. Is it backyard barbecue, a day on the boat, or a day at the beach?
Can it be like a little bit of both? No! It has to be one. Okay, you wanna go first? All right, I'll go first. My name's Tommy. We've lived on Long Island our whole lives. We've been married for, gonna be what, 6 years? Yeah, gonna be 6 years. We've known each other since I was 20, you were 19. Yeah, and we have 2 kids, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old daughter, a 4-year-old son and 1-year-old daughter. Perfect summer day, I would have to go with backyard barbecue. Yeah, just hanging out in the backyard, barbecuing.
That's the correct answer.
Hanging out, jumping in the pool. Beach is it's nice, sometimes a little too much work. I don't have a boat, I'm not a boat guy.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
You never know.
One day.
You never know.
Yeah, backyard. You don't have to leave the house, you're right there.
Wow. I'm going to have to disagree on that. My name is Xiomely. I'm Tommy's wife. And my number one perfect summer day on Long Island is the beach.
Right.
I have to say the beach.
Okay.
Yeah, even though I don't really swim, so.
She goes up to her ankles.
The ankles and that's it, but the waves, the sounds, the ambiance. Backyard is good too, but the beach, come on.
Oh, did you guys grow up attending church?
I did. It was more like holidays, Christmas, Easter. Growing up, like probably from, when I was younger, got baptized, communion, confirmation. So probably up until I was that age, like maybe 12. We'd go to church, but then after that, it was mostly just, I wouldn't say non-existent for the most part, very sporadically. Maybe for like funerals, we'd go to church, special occasions, and then that was pretty much about it. Yeah.
I went to church every Sunday with my family. But it was a chore. I mean, there was no, you're sick, you can't go. I went every Sunday with my mom at 11:45. I'll never forget it, on a Sunday morning. And it was just an expectation. There was really no explanation as like what was going on, why I had to be there. I didn't understand anything that they were saying. There was really no correlation between like the scripture and the Bible and life. It was mostly just the Bible, and he was just like speaking. I wasn't really allowed to like move. It was very just high stress and high pressure while I was sitting there the entire time. But we went every single Sunday, and then my mom started going less frequently, and then I continued to go. I went by myself, but it was mostly, and if I have to be honest, it was mostly because my friends were there, and then after church we would kind of just hang out and talk and outside, and we would go grab lunch afterwards. So it really wasn't so much about the church. I felt like the church had a lot of pressure on me, and we had a lot of expectations and things to fulfill. But yeah, and then as I got a little bit older, I just stopped believing, I guess, or lost faith, because I really didn't understand it. I think I had the relationship with God, like if I was doing X, Y, and Z, he wouldn't accept me. So I felt a very strong resistance towards walking into the church, how I was, and I'm talking early, teenage years. You're fumbling around life, not really knowing what you're doing, kind of figuring things out, making a lot of mistakes along the way. So in my head, I'm like, I can't go back there. No way. There's way too much pressure. He's not going to accept me for who I am. And it was a heavy burden on me, because at that time I thought that it was the right decision. And then until we came across, a life change, and we found community church, I was missing something. Like I knew I was missing something.
I had that
didn't know
same
what it
feeling.
was.
I had like a yearning for church.
Wow.
And I remember like when I was even like 13 or 14, I would go to like services on my own, and I would like sit in the back, just like go there. But then I would just leave. Like I would go sit in the back, watch the service and everything. I would see people I know, but then I'm like, all right, let me get out of here. I would like go out not the back door, but just storm out of there. And I would do that like sporadically, just feeling like I need it. Like there was a sense of like, I need church, I need to connect with God, but then there was never like anything, routine or going or anything like that. It was just something just on my own. I do want my son to be raised with church, with Jesus, with God. I want him to be raised like that. But I knew like in my heart that I had to do it myself too. I couldn't just raise him like that without doing it myself. So you just showed me a video of randomly.
So Easter was coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Biggest day in church.
Yeah.
And one of my close friends that I went through like all my schooling with posted a picture on Instagram, or a story on Instagram, about a church that she's attending, and it must have been some type of like a special event, and there was a candy bar and coffee, and she was like showing the picture. What church is better than the church? And candy bar, this is me. This is for me. Like I will absolutely try it. And I told Tommy, I'm like, look at this video. There's a church that serves coffee. They let you drink coffee at the church. And so we went on the website, and we just sat there and watched Lou for many hours.
I remember we were on the couch, and I had my laptop out, and we were just watching like multiple services from you guys. I'm just like,
Looking for the candy.
Look at the candy. Like, where's the candy?
She was looking over the candy.
Where's the candy bar?
Yeah, it's not an every week thing, unfortunately.
But like everything you guys were saying and speaking about, and like I just felt it, and I was like, this is what I've been looking for. Like this is what we've been looking for.
Skeptical a little bit.
Definitely skeptical. Like that's just my nature.
Yeah.
And just like, all right.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, hey, let's go. I was like, all right, these videos are cool, and I just kept watching for a couple of weeks, and.
But it made us comfortable enough.
Wow.
To open up the door, even for me to consider saying, let's go to church on that Sunday with our son.
Yeah, and that made me like really happy, because she was open to it, and she brought it to me. So I'm like, okay, we have something.
That's cool.
Here. We have something, which is good. But then our first day coming here was Easter Day,
Wow.
and I was like,
On
no,
Easter.
Because she was like, no, this is the day with the candy.
yes. So
I knew it was going to be the day with
so
the
she
candy.
had to go that
So
day.
you waited a year. You're like, all right, well, we're gonna go once.
We're timing it on Candy Sunday.
It was
That's right.
very well
Get him
worth
in
it.
with the treats.
Very well worth the wait.
So was there a moment, like, were there any specific moments, maybe it was that day, maybe it was later on, where something connected either on a personal level or maybe even on a spiritual level, where you start to feel like, okay, this is the thing we've been looking for, there's something real happening here?
I think it was a mixture of all of that, but I just remember the care that you guys had for like Enzo right away, our son. I was definitely a little skeptical. Like, all right, we're just gonna leave our kid here. All right, but then it just felt like, no, this felt right. That definitely like made me feel good, feel
Mindy.
safe. Yeah,
Mindy.
she's
Like,
amazing.
hi,
since day
how
one.
are you?
She's
Hi, Enzo.
Yeah.
And it was just a sense and a culture. It wasn't just one person, it was every single person, just the culture of caring and the community and involvement and family. Like, we felt like we weren't new.
Yeah.
We felt like we belonged, even though we were so new to church and so new to, you know, to religion, if you want to say that, because we kind of started from scratch, really.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
So I would say it was the first day.
Yeah.
And then Lou comes to the stage. I'm like, oh my God, he has a man bun.
Yeah.
And, you know, you were, yeah.
So, in light of all that, like, how would you say your view of God or your understanding of Jesus or the church, how has that changed in the last 3 years? Gone from what to what? Right? Like, obviously, I haven't arrived, all of us, like, no one's complete. But what does progress look like for you guys?
I feel like even though I wasn't very connected to a church for years, or like the majority of like my young adult to adult life, I always had that connection with God. Like, I would always pray. I would always just be grateful. I felt like I had a connection with him. But now it's more of like a father. Like, he is my father. He is my friend. He is in my corner. I lean on him through the good times, the bad times, and I can just lean on him all the time, and he's just always there. It's more of like a friendly, comforted feeling, like just being held. Like that's the relationship I have with him now.
Yeah. Less
judgmental, less like up there looking down, more like side by side, like connected. You know, I do stray off. You know, I'm not perfect, obviously. We talk about it all the time, but it's definitely a lot healthier now, I guess, my connection with God.
Sure.
But that's kind of where I've been.
I couldn't have said it better. I feel the same way. I feel like there's a line of trust now. Like, I can lean on you, even though sometimes you're giving me tough love and tough lessons. I still know that you're doing this for my greater good, for me to learn, for me to grow. And the relationship of seeing him as a father and not someone that's like a law-abiding, you have to constantly just make him happy, has changed our life, how we move through life, how we deal with tough times, because I know that even though we are struggling and going through a really rocky season, I can count on him. And that is beyond comforting. If I'm going through a tough space, I pray and it helps.
Yeah.
I never did that before.
Yeah.
So it's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you still wrestle with?
Everything. Everything.
That's loaded.
No, seriously, like, I guess it's good to like have your doubts and questions, but like, I don't know if I necessarily like wrestle with the things I used to. I think that was just me being naive and kind of stubborn in my ways of like, that can't all be true or whatever. I don't know what I wrestle with now. I guess it's mostly just when times are bad, I try to take the burden on my own and do things my own way. That never ends up good, right? And like, I used to do that for years. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but the alternative is so much better. There's so much more hope. There's just so much more peace that way. But that's still what I wrestle with. You know, I'll go through spurts where it's like, man, I just feel so disconnected right now. And then I have to kind of revert myself back to God.
Yeah.
So that's definitely my biggest hurdle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is realizing that, exactly that, when you're going through a tough time, like, that's the time to lean in. That's the time to pray. That's the time to really like center yourself and focus on like Jesus having your back and just being close with him and trusting. But what I struggle the most with is during those times. Like, you end up just saying, why me? God's not looking out for me. Are you really real? If you're there, why'd you do this to me? And why am I going through this? Like, how could you cause me so much pain? And then as you pray and as you go on and as life goes on, you realize, okay, well, he did have my back. He was right there with me, and he did this for a reason. So during those tough times, I tend to question a lot. And not necessarily, my first instinct isn't to like go right into it and lean on him and pray. It takes a little bit of time for me to get there and realize, like, no, this is the moment.
Thank you, guys.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
This was fun.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, thanks for making it to the end of our online service. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you had the chance to celebrate with us as we looked at some of the amazing things that God has been doing in the lives of people right here in our community. I'm grateful that you're part of this community. I hope to see you next week in person at our normal time, Thursday night and Sunday morning. We're going to kick off a new series. But until then, have a great week.